All right. So is this thing on? Let me see. All right, hello everybody. It has been a while since I've uploaded here, and oh my god, is gonna be the weirdest fucking video. Also, hey, what's going on, guys? I'm alive. All right, first of all, I wish I could refund Battlefield 6 because oh my fucking god, this game is pissing me the fuck off. I don't really get a whole lot of time to actually play video games anymore, so when I do, I like to be able to like relax and chill out. And even when I do play video games now, I'm kind of still working anyway. But you know, that's beyond that. Battlefield 6, I feel like released at such a good point, and you know the beta was just so good. It was super fun. Everyone was really enjoying the game, including myself. And now it just feels like COD. Like I don't want to play COD. We got away from COD so we could play Battlefield, and now Battlefield is Call of Duty, which is just absolute fucking horseshit at this point. You know, like I just want to play my game that I paid $70 for. And just, there's multiple reasons why this is bad. And reason number one for me is the maps are too small. The maps are straight up too small. I know that they're making adjustments to the maps and they're making bigger maps, but at this point they can't tweak the maps that they currently have. Like if you're on Brooklyn, then you're getting spawn camped by a helicopter the entire time. Or if you're on Liberation Peak, you don't have any anti-air, so that all that air just, as soon as you lose that first battle in the air, you lose the whole game. And then, you know, it's the maps are so compact that you're just getting spawn camped at some point. So like you can try to play in the game the best you can, but if you got 32 dudes looking in one direction and all of your guys are looking in that same direction, but you don't have any armor to push out of, say, your gimme, like on Liberation Peak, if you're playing on the opposing side, not NATO, I forgot the name, PAX, if you're playing on the PAX Armada side, then you would sit there and get shot at for the entire map if you're stuck up on that hill. That hill is a really hard point to capture, but if they keep taking your armor out, and there's one way that you can leave, by the way. There's actually two ways that you can leave that area, but only one feasible because there's too much cover on one side, and then there's not enough cover on the other, and it's just not a good mix. On top of that, in order to actually get to your anti-tank on that map, and this is going to be a bit of a tangent, in order to get to your anti-tank, which our tank, that you have to go and get your gimme, which, you know, makes it easier for both teams, you know. All right. Let's change gears here for a second. Call of Duty is Battlefield now. Battlefield is Call of Duty, and that's just that's a sentiment that I feel like shouldn't have to be said because, you know, it is Battlefield, not Call of Duty, but it's something that has to be said because oh my fucking god, like the sliding mechanic was, in my opinion, it's kind of bullshit because, like, you know, you get to abuse the fuck out of it because, you know, sliding, I guess sliding is fun, but then you've got like other gameplay aspects, you know, like how in classic Battlefield, you know, you're rewarded for sitting down and shooting. You know, you're very slow when you like ADS and shoot, and you know, it's slower. The entire gameplay loop is slower, and Battlefield just wants to keep you. It's like they're worried about their viewer retention. You know, it's like they're worried about having a retention of players, and that's the same thing that Call of Duty did, and that's the same thing that Call of Duty has been able to hold on to for as long as it's been around, because, you know, Call of Duty can still do that. You know, you load into a game, you shoot people for, you know, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, and then the game's over, and then you're sitting there waiting for your next game, right? And that's the way that Battlefield is now. I mean, the games only last 40 minutes, or sorry, 20 minutes, when it used to last 40. Back in Battlefield 4, I remember playing on any map. Gold Mud Railway was one of my go-tos. You know, that was my go-to, like, that's a Battlefield map. You've got a giant train that's in the middle, you've got multiple points, everything's spread out. When you get into firefights, you get into a firefight, not a skirmish, a firefight. And the difference between the two is that a skirmish will last 12 seconds, a firefight could last 30 to 40 seconds, which is a large difference to me, because it allows for other Battlefield shit to happen. You know, you get into a fight, and you're shooting at somebody in an open field, they lay down, and, you know, you guys are just kind of exchanging shots, you know, neither of you can really get each other. And then suddenly you get strafed by a dude in a helicopter. Well, shit. And then your helicopter comes up out of nowhere and shoots down that helicopter. And then some tanks show up and start shooting at each other. And that's a Battlefield moment. It's not all this fucking all this fucking action movie bullshit. You know, it does create some pretty crazy events. Like a little while ago, I was playing the Operation Firestorm map, of which, by the way, was butchered. Oh my god, because that map is tiny now, and they removed like 90% of the fucking thing. But anyway, I was playing on that Operation Firestorm map, and I was just in a tank, just hanging out with my squad, and we were fucking shit up, as you do, in a tank, and that was super fun. You know, battlefield moment, because, you know, we were destroying other tanks, we were getting chased down by infantry. You know, that was a fun moment. And you don't, that's the kind of moments that you end up getting because they're forced in Battlefield. They're forced in Battlefield 6, and the way you can see that is that because everything is compacted so small together. You know, if the way I think about it is, if you have a 1 in 1,000 chance of things happening, and if, sorry, let me visualize this for a second. If you have a chance in 1 in 1,000 of something happening, and it only happens one time if you were to, you know, say, shoot a gun, and you're using a semi-automatic rifle. In Battlefield, like, 4, that's what it felt like, but you were using a DMR, you know, you're going bang, 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 and that's 1 in 1,000. That's your Battlefield moment. Terrible way to explain that, but I hope you understand. In Battlefield 6, it feels like a fucking rapid-fire machine gun at 1,200 RPM, just fucking. It's not fucking fun. It's overwhelming. And you can't have fun in that shit, because it's just, all it is just all of everything, all at once, all the time. It is actually fucking boring. Like, it's straight up boring, because downtime in between fights, downtime in between, like, doing anything major is necessary to let your mind relax for a moment. Let your mind enjoy, oh my god, I'm running through this fucking field, and this is boring as fuck. But then once you get into a fight, it's like, oh shit! You know, a game that did this really, really well, and a game that I've personally sunk over 4,000 hours into, is Escape from Tarkov. In completely different game. Completely different game, I understand. But Escape from Tarkov can actually keep a player retained for that long, because it gives you time to breathe. It gives you time to go between fights, stash, you know, do like there's so much more nuance, and there was so much more nuance in, like, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I'm gonna say this without a shadow of a doubt: the best Battlefield experience that you can get right now in 2026, in 2026, is going on to Battlefield 2042 and playing one of the older modes that takes you back to Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 3 in Battlefield 2042. That shit is so peak, y'all have no idea, bro. I'm about to put you on game here, bro. Like, that shit is so good, because it's old Battlefield with the old systems, and then ported onto a better engine, so that way you can do all this fun shit with old gameplay ideas. It's basically like having 2 games in one. 3 games in one. Yeah, 3 games in one. That is what Battlefield 6 is missing. Battlefield 6 has lost its complete identity. Don't even get me started on the fucking store. You know what? Fuck it. We're going there. The store is so bad because, they're like, oh, hey, let me give you a free gift every day. A free gift. So you just go past all the things in the store. You just have to scroll past all the cosmetics in the store. And you know what? I really don't give a shit what you put in the store. You know, like, it's neither here nor there. But I mean, like, I think most of these skins are kind of ass. But you know that you know what? Personal preference. Everyone's got it. You know, but I don't want to have to, like, I see what you're doing there, EA. I see what you're doing. You're doing the same thing that Call of Duty is doing. You're doing the same thing that Call of Duty is doing. And it's pissing me the fuck off, Battlefield. God damn it. You gotta stop this shit. I thought shit was gonna get better. I really did. I really thought the shit was gonna get better when it came to Battlefield 6. When I saw Battlefield 6 come out, like, you know, all that, you know, skepticism on my mind, because I was hella hyped for Battlefield 2042, and Battlefield 2042 was cheeks, and I was so fucking hyped for this amazing game. I was really hoping it was gonna be an amazing game. it is not an amazing game. This shit is like actually just Call of Duty, and I fucking hate Call of Duty. All right, see ya.
Got you wrong, just one of them days that a girl goes through when I'm angry inside. Don't wanna take it out on you.